everybody, welcome to another video of Totally Inspired. I'd like to give a big thank you to everybody that's been subscribing in the past week. I see you and I really appreciate your support. Before we get started, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and please do give me a huge thumbs up if you've enjoyed my video. Well, today we are going to be focusing on something really interesting. I looked at quotes that talk to failure, and I saw some famous people that have been talking about failure and some very powerful quotations that I came across, and I'll be looking at 7 of them today. And I hope when you listen to this video, you are going to feel totally inspired.
Hello queens, hello phenomenal women, hello inspirational women. This is your girl Sibo Dube. Welcome to Totally Inspired, a channel where we talk all things leadership and all things lifestyle. Before we get started, please hit the notification bell and the subscribe button, because you don't want to miss out on this content which has been created with you in mind, so you can enjoy a full life, because girl, you deserve it.
So the first quote that I came across is by somebody called John Wooden. It reads as follows: "Failure isn't fatal, but failure to change might be." What a powerful quote that is. I think here what we're being implored to do is to be committed to continually change ourselves. If we are set in our ways and do not embrace change or embrace anything that will move us from one point to another, it is bound to be a fatal way of approaching life. I like this quote for the reason that I know that when you look at yourself and implement changes in your life that have been holding you back, you are bound to see positive results. So what this quote simply tells us to do is that we must be committed to change rather than being committed to remain unchanging. As they always say, a teachable spirit will lead you to more success. If you don't want to be taught, if you don't want to be corrected, or if you do not want to change in any way, you are bound to fail. The second quote comes from Henry Ford, and he is the father of the automobile industry. Henry Ford's quote reads as follows: "The only real mistake is the one from which we learn nothing." So what he's simply saying here is that for every mistake that you make in life, you must learn something out of it. For me, what this simply says is that mistakes, again, are not fatal, but mistakes actually come as lessons in our lives. The only problem is when you make a mistake and you do not want to learn from it or apply lessons from the mistake into your life. So if you want to succeed, learn from your mistakes, because that tells you this is the way not to do it, and next time you know to do things differently with a different approach and a different mindset. So that is a quote from Henry Ford. The next powerful quote comes from Lance Armstrong. If you don't know who he is, well, he's a well-renowned former professional road cyclist who won the Tour de France for 7 consecutive years from 1999 to 2005. So his quote reads as follows: "Pain is temporary, quitting lasts forever." I love this quote coming from someone like him who has achieved so much in what seems to be a very difficult feat. He's simply saying here, quitting is not an option. Whatever the pain you are enduring to get where you want to get, the pain is necessary, because the results in the end will show for themselves. We see that he was able to commit to his cycling profession and managed to win 7 Tour de France races year after year. So we are hearing from somebody that knows the power of this quotation, whereby he knows that when you quit, you actually do not achieve your goal. Is there something that you are contemplating on quitting? Well, rethink it. Based on this quotation, it is not an option. Quitting is never an option. Keep at it. Keep pushing, because at the end of it all, you will get the results that you're looking for if you persevere. Now, the next quote, actually I'm going to give you 2 quotes because they are very similar and there are similar lessons to learn out of both quotes. The first one is by Chris Bradford. It reads as follows: "There is no failure except in no longer trying." And the other one is from Jenna Showalter, which says, "Giving up is the only sure way to fail." Again, this actually complements what Lance Armstrong said in his quote, "Giving up is never an option. When you give up, that is when you actually start paving the way for you to fail." And giving up actually says that you have lost all hope, you have lost all confidence in yourself. And yet this life is about fighting. This life is about standing up and picking yourself up and forging a way ahead despite any hurdles, either from people or from circumstances. You carry on fighting. You do not give up. So I quite love these quotes that talk to the issue of giving up, because a lot of people are in the habit of giving up when they see things not working. However, it is important, as we see from these quotes, that when things don't go your way, it simply means take a different route. It simply means try another option. It simply means try opening another door. It does not mean that that is the end of the world. It is just a way to keep on pushing you to try harder, to keep looking for other options. Once again, I will stress, I will reiterate, giving up is not an option. The next quote comes from Jack Canfield, who is a motivational speaker as well as an entrepreneur. His quote reads as follows: "Everything you want is on the other side of fear." How many times are we told not to be fearful? Sometimes we are fearful of things that we don't even know about. But those things that we're pursuing, according to this quote, are on the other side of fear. What this simply means is that if we put fear aside, we are bound to achieve those things that we are pursuing in life. Those things that we want to achieve are on the other side of fear. What is it that you're fearing today? Are you fearing that you might fail if you pursue something? Are you fearing that you are not good enough? But here you have it. The quote tells you whatever it is that you're looking for actually resides on the other side of fear. I'd like to encourage you, as you are watching this video, to look and take a self-assessment of the things that you're fearing. You'll find that most of them are those things that are actually holding you back. Just let it go. Give it a shot and you will really surprise yourself. The next quote that I came across, which I found totally inspiring, was by Ellen DeGeneres, the famous talk show host. And this is a very powerful quote. Listen to what she says. "It's failure that gives you the proper perspective on success." Now, this quote is very important because it makes you realize that if everything keeps going well for you, you might end up undermining and devaluing success to a point that you start to take it for granted. Have you ever seen how much when you don't suffer for anything or you don't struggle for anything, like maybe when you make easy money or you have things the easy way, you start to take things for granted? What Ellen is simply saying here is that it is important in our journey, in our pursuit for our goals, it is important that we do experience failure at some point so that we really take great value in our success, so that we don't undermine it, neither should we take it for granted. So for me, what I'm embracing out of this message or out of this quotation is that failure is a necessity in everybody's journey to success. Once you come across stumbling blocks and hurdles in life, you actually learn and to value whatever outcome of success that you eventually get. And the next quote is by world famous and renowned tennis player Serena Williams. And it's quite similar to what Ellen DeGeneres says. Listen to what Serena Williams says. "I've grown most not from victories, but setbacks. If winning is God's reward, then losing is how He teaches us." Now, this quote talks to two things. The first thing is that when you do not face setbacks, you actually become complacent. You actually think that you've got things together and you're the best that you can be. However, according to this quote, it's setbacks that make us better people. It's setbacks that actually help us to keep improving on a daily basis. The second part of the quote actually complements what Ellen DeGeneres says, and this is talking about how we should not take failures for granted, but rather we should learn from them and that we should grow from them. So I hope these quotes will actually help you to deal better with failure and understand that the role that failure plays in our journey to success. For me, these quotes actually help me to keep going back to the drawing board and not taking things for granted. It helps me to keep looking for ways to improve on myself and not be complacent. Do not relax on your skills. Do not continue to celebrate yesterday's successes. Keep on looking for new ways to do things and keep on looking for those ways to grow yourself and change yourself. And by the way, always remember, giving up is not an option. When you fail, you actually need to walk out of that failure having learned a lesson or more. Until next time, please do have a great week, and please remember, do not forget to subscribe, because this is your channel especially made for you, to help you to continue living an inspired life.
So there you have it, queens. Hope you had been inspired by today's video and that you'll go out and be more and do more, because you deserve a full life. Before you go, remember, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of this inspiring content, and do share my link with your circle of queens. Until next time, keep inspiring.